Hey class admins, one of the first things you want to do when you get hold of class is update your office location and outreach fields. I'm going to show you how to do that. So here we are on a service, new and probably familiar with them. When we scroll down here, you will see that office location. In this case, there's only one and it's set as default. We could change that, or you might have multiple office locations, and these of course are supposed to be recorded. Some centres have multiple offices spread out across the state, etc. Similarly, outreach, you'll have your outreach locations as well, where you do your outreach work. L is legacy data, and you can correct those, and I'll show you that as well. There's another video that talks directly to that, which is on managing funding categories and legacy options. These are legacy options, but I'll show you the fast way to do that as well. So let's start by office location. These are standard CILSIS fields, so they can be managed consequently in system settings and types and categories. If they were custom fields, they'd be managed from over here in the customize one. There's a separate video to deal with them. So we go system settings, types and categories, and we'll start with office. This is alphabetical, so it should be there. There's outreach, there's office location type, and that's it. Now we can see this one is clickable. That means it's editable, so that could be completely wrong. You can just click on the actual thing and deactivate it, and it's gone. So I'll save that. And you can see already what we're going to do when we create a new one though from this record. Why don't we actually leave that, but not default? So I'm going to leave this active, but I could have easily hidden it. We'll save that and close. And now we'll do a new one. And this one, it turns out, doesn't need a code, so you don't need to do that, but literally just want a new address. So say the country office, and it's 123 Country Street. So basically it's easy as that. It's kind of for your purposes, but you also have this in your report, so you can categorize things from, the different areas. I might put this one as the default though, and I'll save it, and it'll also activate it automatically. Close that, and now it's up to date. You can see the default is in the country one, yes. And when we go and have a look at this now, so we're in on the client. This is a fast way to add a service, as you probably know by now. In the client services tab, we'll just add new, and here it is. We'll pull up a legal advice and scroll down to the relevant field, and we can see now the country office is the default. You may not want a default at all, which would just be unticking both and you'll just get nothing, but generally you probably want your most busy office as the default to make it quick for people to use. Alright, let's take a look at outreach now. Same thing, system settings, files and categories, and we just need to go to outreach. And similar thing, we could hide things that maybe aren't relevant anymore. In this case, you know that there's no clashes of legacy items. In other words, this field doesn't have things that were brought in for national data standards or something. So really you can just remove those L's as you go. So we say that the Tennant Creek one's still there, and you might want to put an address or something at the, I don't know, City Hall or something, and we'll remove the L, and it's as simple as that. Of course, again, you could set a default, but that means that it'll be default for every new service. So probably best for outreaches and not to set any defaults at all, unless there's certain circumstances where you're really always out there. So I'll save that, and I can of course save and close. Could have done that way, make it faster, and we can see now that it's already there, and it's all cleaned up and ready to go. So really, that's all there is. You can keep adding your new ones as you go. Hide them maybe if you haven't done them for a while, but hiding them is not ideal in the sense that you might want to see old records with these up in the past. So it's always good to keep those legacy ones there for future. Alrighty, that's all I got. Thank you.